Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Thursday, Thursday, November 5th, 2020, and we again are in the final hour of the trading day. Final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions because at the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions that wake up, they start making their trades, they're dealing with a lot of money, they take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms, and they start moving the price. And in the long run, I believe there is an edge in following what the large financial institutions do at the end of the day instead of during the middle of the day when I consider it just mainly noise. So thank you all for coming today. I really do appreciate it. I look forward to seeing everyone. I think we have such a great group, so many contributors, and I'm just very grateful that we have this trading group to come to every day and see my trading friends. All right, well, big day today. The Dow is currently up 591 points, up 2.13%. The NASDAQ up 330 points again, up 2.85%, and the S&P up 80 points, up 2.34%. So boy, have we had just an unbelievable rally the last couple days, just unbelievable. But glad to be participating in it. Very great day today, very green. For me, I'm looking over at the board, looks like very green for everyone else, so I'm definitely glad to see that, and I'm happy for all of us. So the plan for today is, first of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them moving forward, either to the upside or the downside, trailing stops, profit targets, all that kind of stuff. I have had a few day trades today, which were really good ones. I mean, decent ones. Nothing to write home about, but profitable. I think that's the main thing. So I'm going to go over those with you. Then, as I just mentioned, we're going to go over to the list on the board, and I do not see any red over there. It looks all green for everyone. So very, and some monster big ones. My gosh. So we'll go over those and take a look at those and point those out. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal Scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First requirement is I have to have a confluence or combination of indicators or signals or triggers lining up on multiple time frames if possible. Requirement number 2, have to have a good risk to reward ratio. I can have the best setup in the world from a confluence standpoint, but if I don't have the risk to reward, if I don't have that math that looks good, then I have to pass on the trade. 2 to 1 is my minimum. If I'm going to risk $100, I want to be able to make more than $200 or more to the upside. And then requirement number 3, I always want to keep in mind how much account heat do I have, or in other words, how much of my total capital do I have in positions, because any position I have is a risk. Let's all please remember that. And I want to definitely spend some time to make sure and take a look and decide, am I too heavily correlated in one area? I mean, if you had 5 gold stocks today, you've been doing fantastic. But if you would have had 5 gold stocks in the last 2 weeks, you would not have been doing so fantastic. So better to just, have a variety, have a mix, different industries, and even sometimes to get outside of equities like gold, bonds, silver, dollar, something like that. All right, so I'm going to go down through the watch list. I'm going to narrow them down at the end of the day and look for those 3 requirements that I just mentioned. And at the end of the day, if I can find one that has good confluence of signals on multiple time frames, it offers a good risk to reward ratio, and I'm not already too heavily correlated in that particular area, I will go ahead and place the trade at the end of the day. When the market closes, if you have any questions, need clarification on anything, please let me know. I'm happy to answer. If there's any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the close of the market, feel free, put them in the chat. Put an asterisk or an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive, and I will do my very best to get to it before the close of the market. And then after the market closes, if you have any new entries or exits up on the board today for me, if you could please wait until the end of the day so that I'm done teaching and trading, pressure's off, and then we'll spend as much time as we need, okay? So that is the format for today. Hold tight. I'm going to run that U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okay, thanks for holding on through that with me. Let's take a look and see who is here. Kamal is here. Hey, buddy. Good chatting with you. As always, Kamal and I share our trades during the day, and I'm really grateful for that. I love having Kamal kind of as my trading partner, to be able to bounce things off, watch trades, things like that. Thank you, Kamal. Steve Burns is here. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Steve's having a really good day today, and we're going to go over and show those IWB and the Qs. But as always, Steve, sincerely from my heart, thank you for stopping in today. I really appreciate it. I'm always excited to see you here, and I know everyone else is. And thanks for all the great content that you put out over on newtraderu.com, all your great Facebook posts, all your great Twitter posts, all the courses and the books that you just have, the Moving Averages 101 second edition that's available on Amazon, and I would suggest everybody please go and buy that. It's like $5. Your return on that investment, if followed, will be multiple times of that, better than any position I think that you could ever trade in the market. So thank you, Steve. And Steve says bulls are in control again. Yes, they are. Boy, lately it seemed like bears are in control or bulls are in control. There's like no happy medium. It's just one-way street, one way or the other. Naresh, hello, Steve and Greg. Hello, Naresh. How are you? Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Steve says, happy to be back at all-time highs in my total trading capital again. Well, congratulations, Steve. That is outstanding. I mean, that is quite an achievement, is it not, everybody? I mean, are we at all-time highs? No, we are not. Steve is at all-time highs. What does that tell you, right? That's amazing, Steve. Congratulations, my friend. Frank says, hello, Greg and group. You gotta love it. Yes, you do. Wow. Like a rocket ship, right, Frank? Good to see you, buddy. Ava is here. Hello, my nice friend. Ava says, greetings, Greg and all. Congrats, Steve. Absolutely congrats, Steve. And I hope you're doing well, Ava. Dan says, hey, hey, hey. What's going on, Dan? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. Kamal says, congrats, Steve. David says, hi, Greg and group. Hello, David. Good to see you, my friend. Johnson said, hello, Greg. Hello, everyone. Hello, Johnson. Nice to see you. Mr. Jesse is here from Ranger Trader. Hi, Greg and group. Hey, Jesse. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Hope everything's going well with the Twitter channel. I love it. And everybody, Jesse's Twitter is Ranger_Trader. Go over there and show him a little love and subscribe to his channel because he puts out really good content. Hope you and the family are all doing well and are all safe. Gary says, hello, Greg and group. Hello, Mr. Gary M. Good to see you, bud. And Gary says, congrats, Steve. Bob says, hello, everyone. Hello, Bob. Nice to see you as always. Hope you're having a nice day. Looks like we have a poem from Frank. So let me go ahead and type this or paste this in. And let's see what Frank has to say. A trader is not an entertainer, hopefully not a complainer, but working with a bull that can gore or with a bear. A trader is not an entertainer, hopefully not a complainer, but working with a bull that can gore or with a bear that's big and roars tells you a trader is anything but a bore. That is true. A trader is not an entertainer, hopefully not a complainer. But working with a bull that can gore or with a bear that's big and roars tells you a trader is anything but a bore. It is definitely not boring. It's a lot of things, but it is not boring. That's fantastic, Frank. Thank you. Steve says, thanks, Gary. Great, Frank. Steve says, thank you, Steve. Gary says, LOL, nice one, Frank. Steve says, Moving Averages 101 second edition is with Audible. Oh, fantastic. Waiting to be approved and posted as an audiobook. Absolute. That's how I met Steve. I just was scrolling through Audible and I saw the first Moving Averages 101. I said, I guess I'll give it a listen. I listened to it so many times. I was like, this makes sense. Yas is here. Hello, all. Congrats, Steve. Hello, Yas. Yas is having a big day today. Holy smokes. It's a race between David and Yas on the large percentage winner today. Both of them are like 8, 9, 10%. It's fantastic. Johnson said, everyone who is long bias should have a happy day. Yes, sir. Yes, it's just lucky to be 5% above all-time highs for my portfolio as well. Shining things worked finely. They worked bigly today, yes, and we're going to go over those in a second. Steve says, silver AGQ currently has a 520 crossover. Yes, it does. So we're going to, actually, I should put that one down over here. And save this up. The Fed came out today and talked about, keeping the same policy, and, that is good for metals. The stimulus, all this money is good for metals vis-a-vis inflation. All right, well, let's get going and take a look. All right, I did buy MasterCard yesterday at 307.24 with a nice close above the 200-day moving average. This is a good back-tested approach. I did hit 2 profit targets already. They're actually the exact same price here. I think 315.50 because my one profit target was down here, but it gapped through it. So I got a twofer. I got 2 and 1. And you can see I came very close to my third profit target. If I would have been around, I probably would have overridden that and just taken a little bit less profit target, or a little bit lower, but I wasn't. And but anyway, up 3.03% today. So very, very happy with that. This is a close under and close over the 200-day moving average. As soon as it moves 1.5 ATRs from my entry, I will start putting in a trailing stop. My end of day stop going forward will be a close below the 200-day moving average. And of course, my emergency stop currently is 19 points below the 200-day moving average, but up 3% today, 2 profit targets. Very happy with that. SPY, it's a redemption for Gregster on the old SPY. I did not take SPY the night of the election because of the possible volatility, and it turned out to be a monster up gain. However, not all is lost. Kamal stepped in like a champion and took the risk for me. And he took it and he cleaned up. But I did get back in yesterday and bought the SPY at the close. In case we have some new viewers, I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. This is a long-term back-tested study from Liz Ann Saunders at Bespoke Invest on Twitter. She's Charles Schwab's chief investment officer. Since 1993, tested 2 approaches. Approach number 1, buy the SPY at the open, hold it through the day, sell it at the close. This approach, done every day since 1993, returned a negative 13.9% return. However, the opposite, this is the one that I use, buy the SPY at the close, hold it overnight, take the overnight risk, sell first thing the next morning. This one gained 634.2% return. So big difference between negative 13.9 and positive 634.2. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Doesn't mean it's going to work in the future. But as I always say, if I'm going to enter a trade, if I'm going to put money at risk, it's going to be with something that has good back-tested results. Blue line, buy the close, sell the next morning. Orange line, buy the morning, sell the same day close. Overtime, not even close. This can go great for years and bad for years and great for years and bad for years. But I look at this as just basically like being a buyer and holder of the S&P 500. However, not during the day, just the overnight, because that's where the trades come from. If you're considering using this approach, be consistent, except for elections, and use a conservative position size. 5% total position size, I think, would be a very good starting point. So if you had $100,000, you would take 5,000 of that, buy the SPY at the close, sell it the next morning, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. But again, doesn't mean it's going to work in the future. This one was a monster, I gotta say. I did buy yesterday at 343.54, sold at 349.24. How much is that? I can't do math. 343 to 346, like $5.50. So that was a monster. This is the day that I missed out on. Again, I am concerned about this gap, not as much this gap because it filled it, but now we have two big gaps. Here's a gap, here's a gap. Back here, we had the same thing. Gap, gap, gap. Gaps like to get filled, and they all did get filled. I'm not saying it has to happen, but it's something that, whenever we start getting repetitive gaps in a row, it does concern me. So anyway, this was a great trade. You know how it goes. I was certain that I would skip one day and then go the next day, and then it would be a loss. But it wasn't. It was not, which I am very grateful for. I will buy this again today at the close. CarMax. I did buy CarMax along with Gary. I bought this back here on the 2nd at $89 even. Next day had a huge day up. Just fantastic. Took a bunch of profit targets. Got out of half here because it was before the election. So got out of half here. Yesterday, got out when we rejected the 50 RSI, and it is up 2.18% today, and I did hit 2 profit targets as well. So fantastic there. Berkshire Hathaway, David got me involved in this one. He pointed this out. I like this under 30, 2 days in a row, rejected the 200 2 days in a row. I bought here at 201.42. It just roared up, took profits. I took half my position off 2 days ago right here because of election. Yesterday, I took off half when it rejected the 50-day moving average. I only have a quarter position left. Hit 3 profit targets today. Hit that third one on that big surge up. Anyway, I only have a quarter position size here. Takes a lot of the pressure off. If I get a close below the previous day's low, I'll exit the position, but that was really good. Apple. Well, these are my day trades. Okay, first trade of the day was short. I shorted here at 118.32. We had a V2 to the downside. MACD was negative. We rejected this previous high. I shorted here at 118.32. Moved down. I didn't do anything. It just danced around, danced around. I finally did take a half of my profit here at 118.03. So shorted at 118.30. Took half profit at 118.03. Then it moved sideways, had another big thrust down bar, took another profit, half at 117.38. And then on this next bar down, it was enough. It was just enough. So I shorted at 118.32, covered at 118.03, covered at 117.83, covered at 117.54. I was really looking to go long here, but I did not get a signal. But I did get a signal here. Here we had a 520 crossover. I didn't want to chase it. So I was waiting for a pullback. On this bar, we pulled back, bounced at the 50, and I got in right here at 117.90. My stop would have been a close below the 50-day moving average. So I bought at 117.90. Had this big bar up here. I sold intra-bar. I didn't wait till the end. At 118.14. Here I got out of another half because of that big bar at 118.30. Then I had a close below the previous day's low. So great trade, 117.90 entry at 118.10, 118.14, and 118.30. Now VIX, I also had a intraday trade on VIX right here. What caught my attention on this trade was this double bottom with this bullish divergence. Deep MACD bars here, rallied to green, came back, tested the low with less MACD. That's a double bottom with the bullish divergence. That's a bullish setup. Then I needed a trigger. My trigger was here when there was a V2. Here's day 1, day 2. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 triggered here. I was a little slow on the draw, which actually helped me. I got a little better price. I got filled at 21.82. At the end of the bar, it was a big bar up. I always take profits on a big bar up. I got out at 21.94. Got out on another big bar up at 22.01. It was looking all fantastic until this bar. So remember, I sold half here. I sold another half here. I only have a quarter. And when it came back to my entry point, I exited the other quarter. So it was a nice trade. 21.82, 21.94, 22.01, and then back at break even. I can't remember now. I think I have 5 days on my new streak, so I'm happy with that. I really got to tell you, I am happy with that. Okay. Frank says, big returns are no surprise with this group. Well, I felt pretty good about mine today. Wait till I get to yours. Steve says, Fast has a 520 crossover today. Gold has a 520 crossover today as well. Yep, I have those on to look at. But let's take a look here, talking about big returns. Steve bought IWB, which is the Russell 1000. I always want to say 2000. It's Russell 1000. Bought it at 192.73. It is currently 196.83, up $4.27, up 2.22%. He bought that with the 520 EMA crossover. So if I go over here to the crossover charts, see the pink line crossed over here. That's the 10 crossing over the 50. Bought it at 192.73. And like I said, it's up 2.2% right now. Next one, another great trade here by Steve and Johan and Frank. Now I forgot. Frank got in here at 284.60. Johan and Steve got in at approximately 287.05. Same crossover, 10.50 crossover. This is up 2.46%. So congratulations, Frank, Johan, and Steve. Excellent. Okay, here come the big boys right here. Yes. Bought GDXJ, Junior Gold Miners, at 53.20. It is now 59.60, up 9.93%, everybody. Holy Hannah, holy hamburgers. What a big move, Yas. Congratulations, my friend. Very, very nice. Up 9.93% just today, but on the trade, up 10.77%. That is excellent. Now, David with an 11.85% move. I've been watching GDXJ and PLRT today, and to see who's going to get the biggest percentage winner. I think David's a little ahead here, but David bought this all the way back at $9.43. It is now $12 basically. He sold half here on this big thrust up at $10.95, but he kept half. See, that's the thing. When you sell half at a good price, it's one of the no-lose situations in trading, because if you sell half and it goes down, you're glad that you sold half. If you hold half and it goes up, you're glad that you still have half, like David. So this is fantastic. My gosh, I mean, David is sitting here at 21.43% entry to current price. So congratulations, both of you. Okay. LVGO, okay, that's Frank's. Now this is the one that's getting acquired or merging. I can't remember, but it's not trading. So we'll have to see what happens when it starts trading. But Frank got in here at 132.50, and the last trade price was 139.77. Intel, Nice little bounce on Intel, a little V here. Gary sold puts expiring November 20th, so we're 2 weeks away. It has to close above $45 in order for Gary to make his premium, and it's at 45.69. So he is back above the price, which is fantastic. Plus, you know, he's burnt time decay this whole time. How are you doing with that, Gary? Are you up on the trade? I guess I would imagine you would be because of all the time decay that's gone by. Pawn, look at this, everybody. Kamal, big time Kamal, bought here at 228 even with this nice close back above the 200-day moving average. Nice close back above the negative third ATR channel, bought at 228. It is currently 243.54, up 3.55% today. From entry to exit, 6.36%. He did sell 1/3 at 238, and I know he sold 1/3 again today at 244, something like that. Just under 244, I remember. So we took another third off. A lot of resistance here. First ATR channel, 100. Looks like it could reject the 50-day moving average today, possibly. But very nice, Kamal. Beautiful. TQQQ. Okay, so Gary bought this here at 139.11. It went down. Instead of getting out, what he did was he sold November 6th, 131 calls. That's tomorrow. So he got $1,120 for doing that. However, it's 151. So the most he could make was back up to 131. So be interesting to know how this all washes out with your share prices. I mean, he's down on the calls, he's up on the stock, and then you have the time decay. So that'll be interesting. And then, oh, SPY, I already have SPY. So that's it. Unbelievable. Congratulations, everyone. Really, really great. Really, 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 really great. QLD has all the crossovers, 520, 1030, 1050. Roku has a 520 crossover. Does it? Old Roku? Let's put Roku over here. So we can watch that. Oh, yes, it does. Johnson says, congratulations. Yes, awesome. Fantastic. Ava says, EAT has a nice long high base and earnings beat last week, pulling back to the 50 SMA, considering it. Well, let's take a look. Yeah, it's very similar to the Apple setup I bought today. Exactly like this. Had the 520 crossover. I waited for a pullback before I got it. I didn't want to chase it. You know, just off the top of my head, Ava, just because it was almost exactly like that Apple trade. You know, would I buy it today? Personally, I probably wouldn't. But if we went down, tested the 50 and bounced off it, that would give me a little more confidence in this trade. Or if we could come down and get a higher low V1, V2. But, you know, I'm just trying to give you my honest opinion. Doesn't mean it can't go up, but I just don't think there's enough here yet for me to buy. I mean, if it comes back to the 50, like you said, that would be good. I'd like to see a second retest of that 50. Steve says SPXL has all the crossovers. SPXL, what is that one? SPXL. Oh, yeah. That definitely has the crossovers as well, doesn't it? Avis is looking at EXPI for potential run into ER on 11.9. After market close. See, I listened. Well, this one, not quite a fractal yet either. A fractal is when you have a high with two lower highs to the left and two lower highs to the right. It has not quite got there. It's closing above the 50, which is good. It's the 50 RSI and the 50. I think for me, there's not quite enough there to buy, but that's just me. That's just my process. Doesn't mean that you don't have a good process as well. SPY has a 1050 SMA crossover. Does it? Yes, it does. It certainly does. Gary says, I am slightly below water on the Intel spread. The TQQQ trade is virtually a break even for me, and I will be out of the position tomorrow. Okay, good. That's a lot better than I thought. I was trying to get a feel for where you would be on that trade with the time decay and everything else, but I'm glad to hear that because you were down on that trade initially. So, okay. Listen, before we go through the watch list and look at all these crossovers, look at all the things that we're going to look at today as far as the end of day trade. I like to talk about trading psychology. There's some really good Twitter channels, Facebook channels out there, just excellent, fantastic, like Steve and Trading Composure and just a lot of great people. And one of the ones I really like is Stephen Goldstein at AlphaMind 101. Stephen was a professional retired trader. He is now currently like a world-known trading coach, has a great podcast at AlphaMind 101. He interviews all sorts of different traders. Just think like market wizards, but in a podcast form. He and his partner, and it's really great. And they were nice enough to have me and interview me twice on that. On the AlphaMind podcast. But please subscribe, AlphaMind 101, listen to his podcast. This is really great. Steven says, at which point in your trading career did you realize that you were guessing for a living? That makes sense. New traders are like, what are you talking about? Old traders are like, oh yeah, right. At which point in your trading career did you realize that you were guessing for a living? Well, I realized it back in about 2001 when I just got clobbered and realized that I had been lucky initially and I didn't know what I was doing, and that's literally what I was doing. I was guessing for a living, and that is no way to make a living. You have to have a plan, you have to follow that plan, you have to put yourself in a position in the context of a trade that gives you a good risk to reward ratio. You have to get out when you're supposed to get out. You have to have the courage to stay in to the upside, which is sometimes the hardest part, right? But it's not about guessing, everybody. In my opinion, it's about price action, following the price action, doing what the price action says you're going to do. There's never been a year that I can think of where that point is made as well as 2020 with all the crazy things that are going on. The economy was in free fall, yet the market was rocketing. You know what I mean? So ask yourself, be honest with yourself. Are you trading for, are you guessing for a living, or do you have a real concrete plan where you're actually trading a plan for a living? Because you can guess for a while and you might be right. It doesn't mean you're a good trader. I promise you. You can have a bad trade that makes money. You can have a good trade that loses money. It's all about making good trades, one good trade at a time. But thank you, Stephen Goldstein. Appreciate that. Thank you for the great content that you put out there on AlphaMind 101, the podcast. And hey, speaking of, Kamal and I must be on the same wavelength, because Kamal sent me a picture of Unknown Market Wizards, and I was like, hey, I just bought that yesterday in Audible, and I was in the bathtub last night listening to it. It's really good. And it's kind of unknown unknown market wizards, which I think is a little bit more relatable, because you hear about guys like Paul Tudor Jones or something like that. You're like, yeah, those guys are like in another stratosphere. But these are just kind of people like you and I. So anyway, I am going to be hiking later today, and I am going to be listening to the rest of that. But thank you, Stephen Goldstein at AlphaMind 101. Don't guess for a living. Bob says EURN. Yeah, I do kind of like that. I mean, it went under 30, over 30. V2 under the 5, over the 5. EMA under the negative 30, under the negative third ATR channel, back over. 3671 RSI, just a touch higher than I would like, but you know, if I were to take this trade, I would probably get out with a close below halfway of this washout bar here, or the 30 RSI, whichever one comes first. Let's look at the weekly. I don't really like the weekly. I gotta say, we're right up against that 200-day moving average there, Bob. Do you see that on the weekly? So people that are weekly traders, they may short into that 200. Or people that are long may sell into that 200. Regardless, it's two groups of sellers. So, I mean, it's okay. Would I take it today? Probably not. But it's decent. It's a higher low V2 also. I would, you know, if MACD was green, it'd make me feel a little bit better, but not bad. Not bad. Steve says, I have over 15 trading signals. I will need to choose wisely. That's right. And if you're on my Twitter, you know I say choose wisely every day. 15. Holy camole. Steve says, Steve Goldstein is mentioned in Unknown Market Wizard. Is he really? I haven't gotten that far. I'm going to have to send an email and congratulate him. Hey, Johan. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're having a nice evening. Frank says, yes, yes, yes on price action. Yes, 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 yes. Well, taking a look at all these potential entries today, I don't know if I have the strength for it. Should I give it a shot? All right. I'll defer real quick my current positions before I get that. MasterCard's doing great. 2 profit targets. Nothing to do here. But I'm glad I did take 2 profit targets off. SPY, of course, I'm on autopilot here with SPY. Nice gap up. We'll buy it again at the close. KMX, doing great. I already got out of half here, another half here. Literally at this point, this particular trade, because I only have a quarter position left, I'm gonna give it some room to breathe. Close below 200-day moving average. Berkshire Hathaway, 201.42, got out of half elections, got out of half with the rejection of the 50, 3 profit targets today. Nothing I really have to do with this one. This, if it comes back to my entry, that's where, close below the previous day's low. Yeah. All right, let's take a look. Black bowed. Big strong today. Under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. It's chasey. It's just chasey to me. I just, it might just continue to go straight up and I'll miss it, but I'm okay with that. Very important to me when I take my trades that I have a good risk to reward and I don't get caught up in any, elation and try to chase. But just my nervous system tells me this is chasey today, but I could be wrong. CME. Went under 30, over 30 today. It's green, it's red. I just don't think I like it. SSRM, mining company, up 11.23%. That's outstanding. But again, it's just too far for me to chase. It's up here at this over the second ATR channel. I mean, it's very bullish, lots of volume, very easily could continue up, but it's just doesn't offer me a good risk to reward ratio. Verizon had a big day for Verizon. It's a V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 looks like it's going to close above day 1's close, but there's this big monster gap right in here, and it's rejecting the 50-day moving average. Had I been in, I would get out today with a rejection of the 50-day moving average. So that doesn't look like anything I'm interested in. L Brands, strong close back above the 200-day moving average, 59.67. Right there at the 1 ATR channel on the weekly. It's at the second ATR channel. Very often these will keep going, but very often they will fail once you get to the second ATR channel. Speaking of market wizards, Marty Schwartz, one of the market wizards in the original book, his entire trading approach is based upon, not exactly, but essentially anytime he has anything long, he sells it at the second ATR channel and he starts shorting from the second ATR channel, because a very large percentage, I think 88% of prices fail at the second ATR channel. I always key off the third ATR channel because 92, 93% fail here, but I'm just going to let this one go. GDX are the big gold miners. Crossover, MACD crossover, all very, very positive, but it's above the second ATR channel, which precludes me from being able to buy it. Holy hamburgers. The middle buy corporation's up 16.82% today. That is just a monster move. Holy man. Hope somebody has this, but if you don't, which I don't, I can't chase it up here. I just can't chase it. GLD has a 520 crossover, as Steve says. Unfortunately, the 520 crossover is coming above the second ATR channel. It's actually at the third ATR channel. So, this may just keep on going. You know how gold can just go on monster runs, but for me right now, I just can't buy it here. I just can't buy it. If it came back tomorrow, maybe under the second ATR channel, then I could take the trade because the crossover is still in place. But anyway, if any of you are taking gold mechanically today with the 520 crossover, good luck. SWIR is a false breakout to the downside with a nice V1. It has already rejected the 50 RSI earlier in the day. See how we're at 49.02? And it was higher in the day, so it's already above 50. It's already rejected 50, so nothing for me there. XLF. No, but FAS. Yeah. Oh, FAST has 520 crossover? That happened back here. Maybe the 1050? Nope. Huh. I don't know. Maybe I'm not seeing that correctly, Steve. But anyway, I can't buy it up there anyway. It's too high. ABC. That's one of the coolest tickers ever, right? Just too high for me up there. AGQ 520 crossover like Steve was talking about. But it's right there at that second ATR channel. I just can't buy it. That's my rule. I have to stick with my rules, right? Talk about a plan and following your plan. Well, that's my plan. Right or wrong, that's my plan. If it did come back, sure. If it could come back to that 100-day moving average on a pullback, I would buy it there because then my risk to reward is much, much better. But my rules tell me I cannot buy a 520 crossover when it's at the second ATR channel. Roku has a nice crossover. It is not above the second ATR channel. So that one does look okay for me. Let me do a little math here. So what I'm doing, when I say I'm doing a little math, is I'm taking my maximum loss on a trade. Let's say it was $2,000. I would divide it by the value of the 2 ATR. So divided by 20.53. it would tell me to buy 97.4 shares. So I'd round it off and buy 97 shares. So, yeah, I'll tell you what. I already have positions right now, of course. So I'm going to buy one half position of Roku. If it comes back, 520 is still in place, I'll add my second half. I'm not averaging down per se, because that was part of my original plan. And if I buy half and it goes roaring up, I'll still be happy, right? But that's what I'm going to do with Roku. But Roku looks pretty good. And SPXL, yeah, I just don't think I'm going to buy that. Let's look at the S&P with the 1050 crossover. Kamal, earnings, Roku has earnings, or were they this morning? If you could clarify, that would be great. Oh, okay, never mind. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, Roku is off the board then. Thanks, Steve, Kamal, and Gary. No Roku. Okay, good. All right. Let's look back here at the weekly. I don't think I'm going to take the SPY. I don't think I'm going to take it at these levels. You know, I have the overnight SPY trade. If it was down in here, I would take both like I did the other time when I took the 1050 cross on SPY. If you remember, that was back here in a more tame area and rode it all the way up. Nice, 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 right? But here at this level, it already rejected the second ATR channel. I think I'm just going to pass. Ava says, how does IRBT look? Let's take a look. Sorry, I have to do a little housekeeping over here. You know, it's not bad, actually. And I'll tell you why I say that. You see this green triangle here, Ava? This essentially means we had a V1 to the downside. See day one, day two, went above and closed below. That's bearish. But if you can get a bearish signal that's immediately followed by a bullish signal, that is bullish. This is from Larry Williams. This is called a fake out triangle. We are back above all the moving averages. We haven't triggered a fractal or anything like that, but we went from a very negative right back to a positive. We went under 50, over 50. But what makes me like this trade is the V1 to the downside followed right away, right back up. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly's right in the value zone. It'll probably, in my opinion, probably get stopped up, probably find a lot of resistance somewhere right about here, about $88. You know, the real key here, though, this is a little bit of a tricky one. What are you going to use as your stop? You know, if I took this trade today, I would get out of half if it closed under the 50 RSI, and then I'd get out of half if it closed under the 50-day moving average. This is a little unique of a situation here. It doesn't give me just a black and white stop, but I do like that we've had consolidation. I do like that yesterday we went up, reversed back, which was very bearish, went under the 50, and today we went back over the 50 RSI, back reversed this V1 to the downside, and we cleared the 5, the 10, the 20, the -1 ATR channel, and back over the 50 RSI. Yeah, I like it. It's probably one of the ones I like the best today. Okay. Frank says, I like that you're using discretion on the SPY trade. Discretion on the overnight SPY trade, Frank, or discretion on the crossover SPY trade? Bob says, should we... Oh, Steve Burns long SPY here at 349.85. All right. Well, let's put Steve in there then. I guess I'll do it this way. $349.85. Hey, you're already in the money. $349.85. Okay. Steve, 1050 EMA cross. I'll tell you, from my perspective, trying to keep track of all these trades and everything, we have 1050 SMAs, we have 1050 EMAs, we have 520 EMA or 520 crossovers, we have 550 crossovers. Man, it gets confusing. Bob says, should we chase Upwork? You know, Kamal had me look at this earlier. Wow. 43.62%. Well, I guess you could. I don't think I would recommend it personally, if you ask my sincere opinion, but I am often wrong. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Oh, okay. Steve has more for me. Okay. Okay. I will get those after. Johan says, ha. Yeah, I kind of like that. Hey, that's the one you made all that money on the first time. Johan bought down here. Look at this monster move he had. I like it. It's a higher low V2. Very nice V2 also. Day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 closing above day 1's close. We had a crossover. That's probably my favorite one on the day, to be honest with you. Let me see what the intraday bars look like. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite ones today. You know, if you buy that, definitely look around and see how it's handling that 200-day moving average. Johnson says, AT&T, if you get time, Greg, and aftermarket will be okay too. No, I have time. I don't see myself buying anything today. Yeah, but you have to be very careful here. This is a higher low V2. I think this gap is more than a quarter ATR, and what you're really going to have to make sure that it's if it closes over the 50 RSI. Right now it is, but it's way off of its high. I like that HA better. I would have to say I like HA better. I probably like that HA. That's probably my favorite one today, or the one that Ava showed me. Levi. Yeah, it's pretty good. We had the Golden Cross a couple days also, the 5 over the 200. Yeah, nice sideways motion. Fake out bar to the downside and reverse back up. Yeah, I like that. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's okay. What I have really been looking for here, everybody, is this signal on the VIX. We have a low here. We have a huge rally. We've come back down. We've tested that low. See all the deep red MACD bars here? See how we barely printed a little bit of red here? This is a full-on double bottom with a bullish divergence. Big time. Bigly time. Unfortunately, there's not really an entry. I mean, if you wanted to fudge it, you could say it had a false breakout to the downside and close back over. We're kissing on the MACD here. Yeah, I'm going to have to wait for a legitimate entry, or maybe it will go back into the value zone. I'll get a higher low V1, V2. MasterCard's fine. SPY and buying at the close. KMX is fine. Berkshire Hathaway's come down. Boy, I'm glad I got those 3 profit targets. Look at that one up there. I got it 210, 3 points higher. That's why I like to phase out. But right here, right now, it's fine. There's nothing I have to do. Okay, Steve is also long SPXL. Okay. Frank says Baidu is under accumulation. What's the symbol for that, Frank? Bob says HA is Hawaiian Airlines. Possible dip if lockdown candidate wins. I have a friend of mine that's just going to Hawaii. Yeah, I've got to say, man, that's my favorite setup of the day. All right. Do I have enough time? I may not. All right. Had to clear something out there, but I'm not buying anything. I'm good with my Master, SPY, KMX, and Berkshire. And that is that. Okay, let's see. Where did I get filled on SPY today? $350.24. Boy, it's been a great few days, I'll tell you what. Oh, how am I going to do this? Well, I guess I'll put myself in blue there. 350.24. Is that going to be right? No, real close to Steve right there. And I guess what I'll do, if I could spell Steve's name right, I will turn him into green. There we go. Okay, so that's it for today, everybody, from me. Just the overnight SPY trade. Okay. So if you have any entries for me today, exits, go ahead, put them in the chat. This is the time to do it, and I will get them all taken care of. Just real quick, just wanted to remind everybody every day, like I always do, that I do teach private lessons in the evening time via Skype. I offer a very intensive course. It's 15 hours, 5 sessions Each session is 3 hours. It's one-on-one. It's long form. I think it's the best way to learn when you have your teacher right there. You can ask questions immediately, get a response immediately. I have been trading for almost 25 years now. I have studied one-on-one with Steve Burns, Dr. Alexander Elder, Carrie Lavorne, Larry Williams, and the course that I teach incorporates everything I've learned from these gentlemen. They're all good approaches. They're different from each other, but the market is always different. So there's different, depending what the market's doing, I use one of those approaches. But that's what I teach in the course. We go through each lesson. I teach it. I ask questions. I have you teach it back to me, and then we do a lot of chart study, setting up trades, going through the trades, seeing the trades through, and at the end, you'll be able to just take that trade and tell me exactly what you need to do if I've done my job right. So the course is $1,000. If you are interested, please reach out to me. You can send me an email. The email's in the description of the video. You can also send me a message on Twitter. And if you do reach out to me, I'll reply and say, hey, let's set up a Skype call. The Skype call is free. It is not a sales call. I will not ask you if you want to take the course. I just want to know more about you, your experience, what your goals in trading are, what your challenges have been. And then you can ask me any questions you have about the course. And when we're done, I'll just say, thanks, nice talking to you, think it over. And if you decide you want to take it in the future, just get back to me. And then if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it if you could just take a couple seconds and hit that thumbs up button. It helps build the channel, helps keep the channel around, lets YouTube know that there's some value here in the channel. So, but only if you liked it, right? But only if you liked it. But if you did, I would appreciate it. I really would. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, so I have Steve already right here, 349.85. Yes. And then Steve has FAS. FAS. $39 even. $39 even. And Steve has on here 1050 EMA. If I could spell cross right. Okay, so I'll just go down one by one. Steve is also long AGQ. That's silver. $72.72. No. Steve, is that right? $72.72? Because this is $48.76. That can't be the right price. Unless he bought silver? No. Okay, I'm just going to put here at the close because that can't be the right price. Um, 520 EMA cross. Steve also bought UGL, which is double leverage gold. This one I can see 72.72, but I think the one he said for silver, that was incorrect. So this is double leverage gold here with a 520 cross, not on UGL, but on GLD. an SPXL, which is triple leveraged SPY. Okay. Oh no. I think my charts crashed, everybody. Gosh, dang it. Yep, they crashed. Okay. Well, I think this happened last time. I think that what I have on here will be saved. I hope. Give me 1 second. Yeah, not responding. Okay, give me a sec. And usually when this happens, we put Katie here to take a look. Ah, I miss my girl. I miss her so much. Let's see if I can reboot this and get this thing back to working. Hopefully. In case this doesn't come back up, I'm going to write these down. UGL 72 520 SPXL is Steve. I don't know if I'm going to get this to be able to come back up right now. Well, at least it was after the market. Gary is plus HA. Johan is plus HA and plus Levi. Ava added IRBT, LEVI, and EXPI. Bob, EURN. I'm just going to have to do these later because it's not responding right now. May I ask why you did not to enter a trade? Is it because market reversed after 2 big up days? You know, mainly because I already have a lot of, you know, I have MasterCard, I have Berkshire, I have forgot the name now, the car company one. I have that one, and I have the overnight SPY trade. So that's why. And you know, a lot of those crosses that happened today happened at a point where, you know, my rules did not allow me to buy it. I mean, yes, we have had 2 big days up, and a lot of times you do get a reversal after two big up days. Man, this is a bummer that this isn't coming back up. Shoot. Oh, there it is. Maybe. But that's why, Johnson. I've had two monster days with my swing trades and day trading, and essentially those other ones I would have taken Roku, but the reason I didn't take Roku was because there's earnings tomorrow. So you know, I'm fine with it. I hope those all go up. I liked HA. I did like HA quite a bit. But you know, I already have positions, and you know, at the beginning of the show, I always talk about my 3 rules, and the 3rd rule is correlation, right? So I already have SPY via the overnight SPY trade. I already have Berkshire Hathaway. I already have MasterCard. I already have that one that I can't remember the name of, the car company one, right? So I'm just trying to follow my rules. I mean, I would have taken one of the crossovers if it hadn't been at the second ATR channel, but that's the thing for me. I can't take it at that level. But very often it fails at that level. So, I mean, very often it keeps going also. Oh, okay. I think I got this over here. Do I? No. Okay. I'm just going to have to do this later tonight, everybody. I hope you're okay with that, but I will do it so we get all taken care of. Yeah, see, everything's gone there, but I wrote it all down. Roku earnings, great earnings beat. Why did you guys tell me they were earnings? No, I'm kidding. I didn't want to take it into earnings. Let's see. Yep, up 3.5%. Nice. Let's see, what is everything doing after hours? Oh, SPY's up 50 cents, so that's good. Oh, this is it here, CarMax. This is the one I couldn't think of. MasterCard's down a little. SPY's up a little. Apple's up a scooch. All right. Gold's up 10 cents. That's good. Frank says, I like to call Berkshire an index without a dividend. Yeah, 100%. You know, and I have Berkshire too. So it's just, you know, it's just correlation. That's the way that I look at it. It's just correlation. Roku was initially up 9% after market, now significantly lower than that. Huh. Now it's down? Oh my. Wow. All right, so I wrote down here, Bob has UREN, Ava has IRBT. Was that the one we were looking at, the IRBT? Yeah, I do like that one. EXPI. I think this one did trigger a fractal, did it? Let's see, here's the high. 48.90, it got to 48.75. So no, it did not, but it might tomorrow. We got earnings behind us, but we've essentially, you know, we're fighting with that range there, but hopefully we can break above that. TTD also up after earnings beat. What's TTD? The trade desk. Up 12.97%. Wow. Roku is down 1% now. .36%, 1.78%, 1.82% down. Wow. Now the SPY's only up 7 cents. Oh no, 80 cents. Qs are up 91 cents. Very nice. Okay. Well, nice day, right? Good day for all of us, it looks like. Let's see, in the battle of the bigs, GDXJ up 9.78% and David up 10.82%. So David just barely edged it for the big percentage of the day. But very, very close second, yes. Very nice. Roku's down 2.7% now. Wow. All right. Well, no trades today for Kamal. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. So we have a few new ones. How's our HA doing? Down a penny. If you're going to be down a penny is the one to be. So I am going to go on a hike. It's a beautiful day today. It's supposed to get really cold this weekend. So kind of in bonus overtime here with this weather. So please remember, try to go out and do something nice for somebody today. Just a smile or wave, a hello, just a nice gesture. Just tell them how much they mean to you, something like that. It will make them feel good. It will make you feel good. Also, if you could go out and do something nice for an animal today, just pet your dog or pet your cat, give them a little treat, give them a little cuddle, or even if it's an animal that you just run into, just tell them hi and send some good vibes, and they will appreciate that. I promise you. So if you have any other questions, Bob says Bitcoin over 15,000 now. Wow. Unbelievable. I don't even know how to trade Bitcoin. I mean, I know how to trade it. I've just not set up for it. Johan says, it now seems like Roku earning call from Steve and Kamal was a good one. 100%. 100%. Oh, man. Can you imagine how disappointed I would be in myself if I would have taken that? Yep. Johan says, cheers, Greg, and everyone. Have a good one. You too, Johan. Thank you all for coming. Really, I appreciate that. So, great day today. It's great when we have days like this. It's fun. It's nice. And, boy, it's been a monster these last couple days for sure. So, we'll see if it can keep going. I don't know. We shall see. So, have a good rest of your day. Be good. Be safe. And what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday, right? Yep. Tomorrow's Friday, so last trading day of the week. Been a long one so far. So, all right. Ava says, thank you, Greg and all. Thank you, Ava. Okay, I will talk to you tomorrow then. Have a good rest of your day. Kamal says, Johan, Greg would be hating being caught up on earnings day. Oh, I totally would. Yeah, I know. GBTC, ETF for Bitcoin. I know, but... you pay more than the Bitcoin's worth. I don't know. Do I even have it on here? GBTC. Yeah, I don't even have it on my charts. It doesn't come up. GBTC. Yeah, I don't even have it on my charts. Johan, save the day. Laugh out loud. That's right. Okay. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Thanks for coming today. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.